Welcome to Be Tech Ninja, your journey from novice to ninja in tech. This is my first series on question and answer segment on Salesforce development. I hope you find it helpful and gain some insights from it. Before we begin, subscribe to my channel to Be Tech Ninja. What is Apex in Salesforce and how is it different from other programming languages? Apex is a programming language specifically designed for the Salesforce platform. It is similar to Java and C in syntax, but is optimized for handling Salesforce data and business processes. Dropping some pro tips around this question. Number 1. Read about core Apex concepts. Number 2. Prepare some sample code based on your level of understanding in Apex programming. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more such pro tips. Let's move on to the next question. Explain the concept of governor limits in Salesforce. How do they impact Apex code execution? Governor limits are runtime constraints set by Salesforce to ensure efficient resource usage. They impact Apex code by limiting the number of records processed, CPU time, and other resources, preventing abuse and ensuring fair use of the platform. Here are some pro tips around this question. Number 1. Read about various governor limits applicable to Salesforce platform. Number 2. Prepare some sample use cases where the users will face the governor limit issues. I hope these tips will be helpful. Let's see the next question. What is the purpose of a trigger in Salesforce? And when would you use one? A trigger in Salesforce is a piece of Apex code that executes before or after specific data manipulation events, such as insert, update, or delete. Triggers are used to automate processes, enforce business rules, or perform additional actions when records are modified. Dropping some pro tips around this question. Number 1. Read about the different types of trigger. Number 2. Prepare some Apex trigger code samples based on your understanding. Moving on the next question in the list. How do you handle bulk operations in Apex to ensure efficient processing of records? Bulk operations in Apex are handled by using collections, lists, and sets to process records efficiently. It's crucial to design code that can handle multiple records simultaneously to avoid hitting governor limits. Some pro tips around this question. Number 1. Read about the syntax of collections in Apex. Number 2. Understand the different use cases of the collections. Let's move on to the next question. Explain the difference between a set and a list in Apex. When would you choose one over the other? A set is an unordered collection of unique elements, while a list is an ordered collection that can contain duplicate elements. Use a set when uniqueness is important, and use a list when the order of elements matters or when duplicates are allowed. I hope you are getting along well with this video. If you have suggestions on any of the questions, then please drop a comment in the comment section below. The next question is, what is the purpose of the with sharing and without sharing keywords in Apex class definition? These keywords determine the sharing model enforced on the Apex class. With sharing enforces the sharing rules of the current user, while without sharing bypasses sharing rules, providing access to all data regardless of the user's permissions. A pro tip for you. Read in depth about the sharing model in Salesforce. Subscribe to my channel if you want to become pro with Salesforce Apex. Let's move on to the next question. How do you handle exceptions in Apex? Can you provide examples of common exception handling scenarios? Exceptions in Apex are handled using try-catch blocks. Common scenarios include catching DML exceptions, example DML exception, querying exceptions, example query exception, and handling custom exceptions based on business logic. A quick tip for you. Read about the exception handling techniques and best practices in Salesforce. Let's move on to the next question. Explain the concept of SOQL and how it differs from SQL. Provide an example of a SOQL query. SOQL, Salesforce Object Query Language, is used to query Salesforce records. It is similar to SQL but is specific to Salesforce objects. Example, select name account number from account where industry oats technology. Quick tip for you. Read about the basic concepts of SOQL and its different clauses. We are getting around the corner. I hope you're getting some helpful insights here. Let's see what do we have as the next question. What is the significance of the IFuture annotation in Apex? The IFuture annotation is used to designate a method to run asynchronously. It allows the method to be executed in the background, outside the normal execution flow, and is often used for long-running operations or to avoid hitting CPU time limits. Finally, we are here. The last question awaits us. Let's take a look. How can you call an Apex method from a JavaScript button in a Visual Force page? You can use the Apex action function component in Visual Force to create a JavaScript function that calls an Apex method. This function can then be triggered by a JavaScript button, allowing interaction between client-side and server-side logic. This was it for my 10 questions and answers series on Salesforce development. I picked up some random questions and tried answering them. Do let me know which part you liked most. Is there anything that I missed? Comment below if you have any requests and suggestions. Thank you for your time today. Subscribe now to Be Tech Ninja with me.